One day I sat in math class, the hour approaching noon. My stomach was a-grumbling. Lunch couldn't come too soon. I shifted in my seat as the second hand ticked time and wondered if the bell was ever going to chime. The teacher sent me to the board to add a simple fraction. I struggled to my feet as I called my brain to action. I shouldn't have skipped breakfast, then I wouldn't be so haggard, but my knees, they shook and wobbled. As to the board, I staggered. The numbers did their very best to add up in neat rows. My hunger interrupted them. Well, that's the way it goes. I knew it was disturbing all, and that everyone could tell, when finally noon arrived and saved me by the bell. I filed into the hallway to join the lunch-bound crowd, then peeked inside my backpack. That's when I screamed out loud. "Oh no," I yelled, "it can't be." And yet I had a lunch. That I'd really gone and done it. I had forgotten my lunch. I need food, oh so badly, I thought with some hysteria, and stumbled through the door of our good old cafeteria. Now, good is not exactly what I'd call it in a word. In fact, I heard some rumors that they were really quite absurd. One specialty, the story goes, is nicknamed mystery meat. If you can guess the contents, that's really quite a feat. The vegetables, it's rumored, are served with squashing them on a dish. Perhaps they taste delicious. Well, you can always wish. And finally, mashed potatoes. Now these won't go to waste, but I've heard they're gross and watery and smell worse than they taste. My mind filled with these items, I collapsed into my chair, but though I felt quite famished, I could only sit and stare. Then I began to see, though my mind was going numb, this wasn't quite the story. How could I be so dumb? Some kids were eating yogurts and fruits and healthy fare that they had bought right here, that our school chefs did prepare. This stuff, it looked so tasty that I went to get in line and then piled my tray with things that I knew would taste just fine. Before I reached the table, I sat upon my chair. I heard a sound that made me think, well, that just isn't fair. And sure enough, the lunch bell that I'd welcomed so before gave me a noisy ring that sent kids heading for the door. I shoved down my yogurt and I shuffled towards the hall, put my apple in a napkin and wrapped it in a ball. The crackers, cheese, and carrots in a pocket I did place, and then my food and I down the corridor did race. I walked into my classroom singing silent thoughts of praise for healthy, tasty food that never ceases to amaze.